Thank the gentleman. The gentleman from Indiana, Mr. Mrvan, is recognized for his remarks on the bill.
All Ranking Member DeLauro, Chairman Wormack, and Ranking Member Clyburn for the opportunity to speak on the fiscal year 26 Transportation, Housing, and Urban Development Appropriations Bill. I proudly stand with my colleagues in strong opposition to this bill. These reckless cuts threaten affordable housing opportunities at a time when hardworking American families need them most. Instead of easing the burdens of rising housing costs, the bill strips vital resources from seniors, veterans, and working families, making the American dream harder to reach in Northwest Indiana and across the nation. Eliminating home funding directly harms Indiana's 1st District, where it has helped build housing for working families and veterans. Cutting this essential program only deepens the housing crisis rather than solving it. We owe it to our communities and our country to protect these investments and uphold the promise of the opportunity for all. This bill puts vulnerable neighbors in greater risk. Cutting $770 million from the Section 8 housing vouchers would increase evictions in Indiana and across the nation at a time when rising rent and limited housing options. Slashing legal aid and fair housing funds only makes it harder for working families to keep a roof over their heads. Further, this legislation would make housing less accessible and less safe for most vulnerable communities by cutting public housing funding by 17%. The bill would severely impact the ability of public housing agencies, including those in Gary, Hammond, and Michigan City, to ensure safe and affordable housing. On the transportation side, I am grateful that the bill continues to fund important grant programs like BUILD, which provides critical dollars for local and regional infrastructure, and CRISI, which supports improvements on freight and intercity rail. However, I am concerned about the practice of using bipartisan infrastructure law money as replacement for annual appropriations. Advanced fundings through the bipartisan infrastructure law was meant to provide certainty for long-term projects and put people to work and improve our roads, bridges, rail networks. Undercutting these dollars will only elongate project timelines and increase costs, especially as we approach the next cycle in surface transportation reauthorization. We must maintain a healthy pipeline of funding to ensure that our ongoing projects to modernize our transportation networks continue. I came to Congress to help improve the lives of my constituents, to bring down the cost of living for hardworking families, and to provide assistance to the most vulnerable populations among us, and to improve the standard of life in our communities. This bill will not make these lives better, but will rather exacerbate challenges for those already experiencing hardship. I encourage my colleagues to oppose this bill as written, and I work in a bipartisan basis to make the needed improvements. I yield back.
I thank the gentleman for his comments.